All right, good morning, Shadows. Sorry, once again, always by a road. Today is a busy day, so we're gonna hit a couple of things. We're gonna hit the Glasgow Green, we're gonna hit the Glasgow Cathedral, and then Acropolis. So it's a very, very busy day, but I'm super excited to be in Glasgow. It's a relatively, cloud-free day. Yeah, so let's get this day started, shall we? Alright guys, welcome to the Glasgow Green. I just happened to run into a little rally for immigrants and refugees in Scotland. So clearly the issue, I don't get too political on this, is something that's worldwide, but it's really cool. There's kids out there and everything, so getting them in the political game early. Let's start with walking this way. Oh, maybe not. It's kind of muddy. Anyway, I was going to. Should I attempt it? Let's attempt it. Alright, so this is welcome to the Glasgow Green. Like I said, it is the oldest park in Glasgow, and it was built in the 15th century, so 1400s, on land gifted by James II. It has been clearly the home of many rallies and many important political things, but most of all, it's just a really great gathering place for the locals and even non-locals like myself. So we're gonna take a look around. There is a couple things to see here. Super nice day, not too cold, not too windy, maybe some rain later. But yeah, part of me wants to go join the rally. I know I'm not from Scotland. Well, originally my people were from Scotland, but I'm not from Scotland, so, but I agree with the sentiment. Also, before we start seeing what we can see, I want to talk about a couple things you just saw. So there is the big building in the center of the road that we just looked at. That I'm gonna have to look into. I'm not 100% sure it is. I would assume it has something to do with the fact that it was part of Merchant City, so maybe like a toll booth or something like that, like a tax booth. But the other thing you saw, the Market Cross, we've kind of seen that throughout Scotland. And Market, for those of us that don't speak Scottish, is basically just market. This one here seemed to have been built in 1929. Most of them go back way further than that. And I'm sure that one does too, in some form or another. But they used to be where public executions would be done, punishments would be done, important messages would be read out loud, royal decrees and such, because it was the center of the market, hence Market Cross. So, and of course you saw the lovely unicorn on the top, and that is the national animal of Scotland. So good on you, you wonderful Scots, for having an amazing animal as your national animal. All right, let's check it out, shall we? By the way, I forgot to tell you, Glasgow Green is really close to the city center, probably like a 15, maybe 20 minute if you want to take your time walk from the city center from George Square. And it is right on the riverbank of Clyde, which means you can have a wonderful river walk if you'd like, or enjoy the green, or do both. There's a couple monuments here. And then I believe there's a place called the Palace, the People's Palace or something like that. We may check out. It's free, so I mean you can never go wrong with free. Let's cruise around for a little bit. Alright guys, so right behind me is the Dolphin Fountain. I'll put some information down below, but basically the one cool thing about it is the world's largest terracotta fountain, and pretty impressive, really pretty. It's in front of the People's Palace, which I'll turn so you can see, which is right there. I wasn't planning to go in, but I think maybe I have the time, so we'll check it out. Yeah. I'll take a few more shots of the Dolton Fountain, which by the way wasn't originally here. It was actually originally in Kellingrove Park, which we'll go to tomorrow, and didn't arrive to this specific spot to sometime in the 1800s. So I guess you can move fountains, even the world's largest terracotta one. Alright guys, let me take a few snaps and then we'll get into the People's Palace. So that was pretty cool. I took a few shots in there. It's mostly about the life of Glasgowians, which is what the people from Glasgow are called. Pretty cool, some interesting stuff. Definitely worth a see. It's free, so that's always a good thing. Take a couple, I think it took me like 30 minutes. Enough time for it to start raining. Yay, winter weather. Alright guys, let's get back to going. We're headed to the cathedral next.